Welcome everyone to the Goods & Co. podcast. My name is Isaac Matthews and I am your host. Here on the podcast, we share the stories of local businesses and artists in the Northwestern Ontario region of Canada, proudly supporting ventures owned by members of the LGBTQ, BIPOC, and women-led communities. Today's episode is brought to you by the new Woodside Bar, located in the Goods & Co. Market, downtown Thunder Bay, bringing you crafted cocktails and a curated wine and beer menu to suit all taste buds. Follow along on Instagram at the Woodside Bar. That again is at the Woodside Bar. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Goods & Co. podcast. Today, we are very excited to be sitting with Vik Wilen, the artist, doing amazing stuff. So, really quickly, Vik and I actually went to high school together, and this is probably the first time we've seen each other almost since high school, which is a long time. But I've watched your stuff online and the process that you've gone through to creating this this amazing art, and I've been fascinated by it. So I'm really excited to be here today with you to hear your story, how you got into it, and how things are going. So if you don't mind, if you could introduce yourself a bit and essentially your story of how you got into starting to do art.
Oh my goodness. Well, first off, it's great to see you, and to be able to talk to you like this is extra special. So I'm also as excited.
Good.
I'm Vik, and I am from Thunder Bay, born and raised. And my artistic journey began probably officially like 7 years ago when I guess Maylin had asked if I wanted to join her house art revival.
Ooh.
She was starting this like little tiny event in her parents' house where she was inviting all of her kind of hippie friends at the time to sell their no-name art. And she asked me to join, and I painted up some things, and people bought some stuff, and I just kind of got inspired from that one little experience.
Had you been painting before that?
I had.
Okay.
I have always painted since I was young. But then when I was early 20s and around that time when Maylin had created that small little event, I was painting more to, I guess, express my individuality in a way that I didn't know how. So her little event helped spark something that I took a lot more seriously.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so was it immediately like, oh, I've sold a painting now. This is great. I'm going to quit everything and start being a painter who sells paintings? Or what? What was that? What was that transition for
Absolutely not. I had no desire to be an actual like painter or artist at all for a long time. I just did it for fun, and the extra pocket cash was really cool as like a young, early 20s kind of free-spirited person to have, you know, an extra couple $100 to go to the bar was
To go to the bar is key.
Yeah. It was good. But yeah, her events, I shouldn't say the craft revival, which then spawned from her little grassroots house party, is what then allowed me to take myself seriously and actually maybe consider being an artist.
Nice.
Yeah.
So were you involved then a couple years, I assume, then with the craft revival?
Yeah. Yeah, the very first one that she held at the Foundry, that must have been 2015 or something like that. 2014. 2014, yeah.
14. We'll go to the judges. Yeah, 2014.
I look over in fear. Yeah.
I'm not here.
What was that voice? Okay, so 2014, you go in, you sell some more art, and then you start to take yourself seriously as an artist.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing
Not
up until
seriously,
that point?
but I've always had a side job, I guess. I went to school for environmental management.
Oh, cool.
And I've loved the outdoors ever since I can remember. So that avenue seemed really secure for me to study and then to do work in. And up until, I guess, a month ago, I had been working as an environmental technician seasonally, which has allowed me to work as an artist half of the year and then rock like my job the other half.
And is there intention to move out of that and just try and have art be the center, or?
Well, there wasn't intention to ever move out of it until May, the founder of Craft Revival, and now Goods & Co. started to, I guess, chirp in my ear about this market she wanted to open up. And I joked one day offhandedly saying, well, if you open up a market, I'm quitting my job. Like, count me in. I've been with you since the very beginning. Like, let's do this. I'm your right-hand man. And then her little chirps became like louder, and then they started to be really serious. And then I just, I quit my job, and I'm no longer doing seasonal work and pursuing that career. And I'm just going to fully jump on the artist train.
That's amazing. And how have you found, because a lot of the people we've had come on this podcast have been involved in Thunder Bay and the community of Thunder Bay, and there seems to be this energy about supporting local artists and local businesses. How have you found being a part of the Thunder Bay community to have influenced what you're doing and the support that you've received?
Well, I think you're right. Thunder Bay has a really great community for supporting local, and I'm definitely first-handedly exposed to that as an artist. I couldn't do this without the community here. I couldn't have these big dreams if I hadn't had the support from people in this town. So I think it has something to do with us being so isolated and remote because we don't have the connection of bigger cities. It's almost like, it's a terrible word to use, but we have our own little hub of, like, not celebrities, but people that are doing things in this town that people want to support, people hear about, and there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go buy a painting from this local artist. I'm going to go support this local potter. Why wouldn't you? There's nowhere else to pique that
definitely
interest from.
And it does seem like there's a tangibility to it. Like, if I were to go buy something from you, I would probably just go meet you and say, I want to buy this thing from you. Whereas in a big city, you would never really meet the artist, or you'd never have that connection.
Totally.
Whereas here, you could bump into someone at a bar or a restaurant before COVID and find out that they're this incredible artist, and then make a connection with the person as well as the craft.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what we're trying to do with this podcast is there's these people like yourself and so many other artists in this town who have stories and have been enthusiastic ambassadors of Thunder Bay for so long.
Totally.
And if we can just keep closing that gap between the people who don't know about them and themselves, I think it's just going to only amplify the energy of this city, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There's so many incredible artists.
There really are.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have 8 months of the year where it's kind of like dormant living. And what else are you going to do with your time?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you have and I love what you do. And
Thanks.
It's very distinctive of you. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone who does something the way you do it, which I find very unique and beautiful.
Wow, coming from you, I'd say all over the world
sincerely
you've
mean
been.
that. I sincerely mean that. So I'm curious about, how did that kind of start? What's your inspiration? What do you think kind of helped you create your distinct art?
Oh gosh, I think when I was starting to paint, because I was like a stubborn teenager, and also technology wasn't at its level that it was, I didn't pursue learning art techniques online or inspiration from any other person. So I was just this girl who wanted to express herself, and I didn't know how to do it. So I came up with it on my own. I practiced with the paint in my own way. I didn't ever watch Bob Ross. I never had an art teacher that I studied with as a young kid. My parents never pushed me to pursue art. So it was totally raw. And then I came up with something that worked that I hadn't seen on Instagram or Facebook, or it was literally just original.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's evolved. My style has evolved and changed now with so much social media, just influence. It's inevitable. You draw inspiration from other things that you've seen, and you bring it into what is like original and unique within your own work. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, absolutely. And it's great that, like you said, the technology has grown to a place where you can go out and get inspiration from so many different places.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to go to an art gallery anymore. I have Instagram with thousands of artists that I can follow that I'm like blown away by on the daily.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So then you were painting pictures, I assume, primarily. And recently, I don't know exactly, you've kind of transitioned into having your art be on different kinds of mediums. Specifically, I've seen you do yoga mats, different kinds of stuff like that. How did that happen? How did that come about for you?
Ooh, you're good at this. I like all these questions. Whew. Yeah, he's good.
We'll cut that.
So I teach yoga as well, and I've been doing that for quite a while. While I was getting really into my artist practice, I just had a thought one day of how I would love to put my art on my own yoga mat. It was as simple as that. I love trees, and I wanted to stand on a big tree while doing yoga. So I started the hunt on how to actually like produce and manufacture them, and it was just really for my own practice. But then it just kind of grew.
So you made one for yourself, and then people started seeing them and wanting them.
I made one for myself, and then I thought this would be cool to sell. This could, I think, do well. I love the look of it. Why wouldn't others? So I ordered more, and then I made a couple more designs, and yeah.
It's taken off.
Kind of.
Do you have ambition to go into anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be a part of the Goods & Co market, so I will be producing other products that relate to living like a healthy, active lifestyle.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Like what? If you don't, I don't know if it's a secret or.
No, I mean, it's not a secret. It'll be out at some point. Sticking to like the yoga genre, I'll be doing yoga leggings and active wear.
Nice.
Mostly just like leggings and shorts. Not too much athletic wear.
Yep.
And then I love saunas. My partner is like obsessed with saunas. He saunas every day. So I'm designing sauna thermometers.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea.
With like contemporary designs, not like the old Finnish like large lady, large man pictures. Like kind of fun, cool, vibey.
Yeah.
For
it's
like
such a Thunder Bay culture thing. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
And then the rest is less cool, but there will be some other things.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to it. So you did touch on this, and this is important to mention. So you are going to be a vendor in the market, so people can come see you there.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So yes, one of the permanent vendors, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have lots of products in there, new products.
Yes.
Things are growing. Awesome.
Yes.
So obviously this year has been different for everyone involved. And you had said that you just recently had made this decision to kind of move permanently into art. Has COVID had an effect on that decision? Has it implemented more fears on that decision? I imagine it can't be an easy transition going from the stability of that regular job and moving full time into this. How has that experience been for you?
Oh, well, yeah, I think like COVID aside, if I was to make this decision to leave my job and pursue artwork full time, if there wasn't even COVID, it would have been a hard choice. So COVID definitely has impacted the decision to move forward and pursue artistry life. But I mean, in a way, it's not as though COVID has affected, I think, my business and what I'm doing. If anything, there seems to be more support.
Interesting.
Because of the pandemic. I don't know.
There was a huge push, especially for supporting local in this town.
Yeah.
Which I was really impressed by, and only made me love the city even more.
Totally.
So many people supported it, and that's awesome. I'm so glad that that's how it's felt for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you, this is early on to ask this question, but I'm always curious about the way people think in retrospect. If you were to try and advise yourself, or even advise other artists trying to move into this, what kind of push would you give yourself to say, like, this is the thing that you should do, without having that hesitation? How do you overcome that hesitation of the fears and the unknowns of it?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with your mindset and how you choose to think on a regular basis. If someone was truly considering making a big change, a large leap in a different direction of what they thought they should be doing, it's basically just about controlling your mind and like not letting yourself indulge in fear-based thoughts. So I have fears, 100%. I doubt myself all of the time. I could go on and on about the things that when I'm aware of, my mind tells me, but it's catching those like negative spirals and basically just talking to yourself like you were your own child and coaching yourself out of something that could be true, but you don't want it to be, and you'd rather be positive.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah.
I'm a huge advocate of that. Yeah.
Good.
Self-talk. Coach yourself. Talk to yourself like you're your own kid. I love that.
Yeah. So I think everybody should follow their heart, follow their dreams, and like make change, start over. And if you're going to, if that's something you're considering, it's like just embrace positivity and like have people in your life that are going to support you.
Yeah. Go meet May.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll push you over the edge.
She will.
In the best kind of way. All right, Vik, this has been amazing. For anyone who wants to connect with you and possibly get involved with your art, how is the best way to do that?
Oh, well, Instagram. My Instagram name is Vik Wilen Art. My website, vikwilen.com.
Simple.
And yeah, that's really all.
I love it. And we are looking forward to seeing you at the market, hopefully this summer.
Thanks, Isaac.
It's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us for this episode of the Goods & Co podcast. We have several local entrepreneurs lined up for this season of the Goods & Co podcast, so make sure to subscribe and be notified when new episodes are released. Once again, this episode was brought to you by the new Woodside Bar opening this fall inside the Goods & Co Market downtown Thunder Bay, serving up curated cocktails, delicious wines, and craft beers. Follow along on Instagram at the Woodside Bar. That handle again is at the Woodside Bar.